Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. I'm Mr. Bart. And this is a practical application of video production technology. I had another one of those moments where I was mostly done with the project before I realized, hey, I should be sharing this with people who have taken or are taking video production. Because a lot of times we may think, well, what are we going to use video stuff for? Which is a valid question. And in this application, you can see my beautiful wife. She is at an elementary school, and she is reading a book to her students. And so I had a pretty nice setup, I felt like, as she was reading it, which is obviously part of the process. I had the lighting correct. All right, I should get off of this freeze frame, get to a better one. You can see the lighting is good. I set up everything in the background as well. Obviously, it's for elementary school kids, so make it colorful, lots of stuff going on. Just the technical term for that is actually mise en scène. It means everything that makes up the shot. So could it be improved? Absolutely, it could be improved. But taking what we had available and setting it up, and I do that all the time. For my previous things I've done on here, and you look in the background, I've set most of that up. Not all of it, but most of it I've set up, just because you want everything to help to tell your story. The other part I wanted to share with you is just, as you can see in Final Cut Pro, because a lot of people I think are doing this. They're recording themselves or doing a live read of books. And what I did here, I think, was enhance it. Obviously, you can decide. And I did that by just adding some backup. Oh, that's loud. Adding some backup. One of my favorite background tracks, Bit Rio by Poddington Bear.
We're going to read this book. It is such a fun one. It's called Click, Clack, Surprise.
And you could probably barely hear the background audio, and that's how you want it to be. You barely want to hear the background audio. That's me with the speakers at full power. I gotta turn it down.
Alright, let's see. Let's see what happens.
So you can see the difference there between her voice and the background audio. You can also see I added in some barnyard sounds because it's a book that takes place on a barn. There's also a part where a mouse flies on a balloon. Oh my. Yeah, add in little comedy effects. And I got that in Final Cut Pro. They do come with quite a few sound effects. And I think it's like comedy. And yeah, somewhere in here. Oh no, it's chipmunk. Cartoon chipmunk. So comedy and cartoon were the two I'd go to. So I got all of the sound effects for this particular book, which there are quite a few. I got them all through Final Cut, except for one, which was scissors. At one point, a duck gets his hair cut. Which I don't know. The duck has feathers. How does that work? Anyway, I got most of the other ones through Final Cut, or all of the other ones except for the scissor cutting sound. And you can see here they make a allusion to a pig, so I added in. You can see they didn't have a pig sound, so I just took a part of the barnyard sound that had a pig in it, and I made it. This is at negative 31 decibels. This is at negative 8.4 decibels, so this sound is going to be significantly louder than this sound.
That is. What type of animal?
So you get a little bit of the honk honk.
We're getting ready for that party. What happens next? Check it out.
So you can hear my son in the background, and I added in a duck there to kind of cover up his voice. I think as she was doing this, he was watching Frozen 2. Where was I? I was taking a walk, trying to get out and do some physical activity every day.
Bubble bath to look his best. He rub-a-dub.
So again, just adding little sounds. You don't want them to overpower the story, because if they overpower the story, you're losing track of what really matters. It's just trying to enhance it.
Get very clean.
He sure is.
The sheep need a trim to look their best.
Adding in the sheep buying. Here's that. So, okay, so this is the only visual effect I've done.
Alex is noticing that in this book. I'm sort of noticing a pattern in this book. I wonder if anybody else is noticing that. Are you?
I love that part. I hope the kids love it. I think it's funny, silly. The age range is, real young kids, preschool to first grade, so trying to know my audience. I think they'll enjoy it. I can't say I know a ton of first graders, but I have known a ton of first graders. I have 12 nieces and nephews, so had quite a bit of experience. Here's the scissors part that again, this is the only effect I had to get from online. And I also tried to do all those effects when Lisa's not talking. It's just, how you want to, I don't want to overpower her with the sound effects, because then we lose track of the story, the narrative. So they're there to kind of enhance the experience and not overpower it. Let's see, I need to fix this. So the song that I chose for the background didn't last the whole time. So what I do in that circumstance is extend it out all the way, then I'll cut the middle and then so I do this, cut, move this towards the end. I always like to have the natural ending, which this one does. Then I'll extend this one this way, extend this one this way, and you'll get it. Or somewhere very close. But for right now, since I've already done that, I just want to have them overlap very slightly. And I can do zoom in here so you can see it. Again, I know we've gone over this, but just as a refresher, you grab that little tab at the end and you can fade something out, fade it out. I don't think anyone's gonna nobody's gonna notice anyway. She's speaking when I'm doing that transition, which is a great way to hide any audio transitions if you do it when something else is loud. And when I mean audio transitions, I don't mean someone's voice, but just that background audio. If I want to change it, that would be the time to do it, because you're not hearing it.
Give yourself a haircut? Oh,
Whereas when it's quiet, you would hear it.
that would be so hard. Okay, here we go. The cat wants to look her best.
What sound are we going to hear here? A wolf?
She slurps. Slurp.
I'm not a cat person, but the cat purring effect is very unsettling to me. It just seems really weird. Do cats actually purr like that?
The chickens take a dust bath to look their best. They shimmy shake.
All those chickens. I then found an actual pig
Feel their best.
sound.
They squish and
So I guess what I said
squish.
earlier about there not being a pig sound in Final Cut Pro is incorrect. My guess is I probably typed in oink or something into the search, because if I'm looking for sound effects, again in this tab over here in Final Cut, you can search through everything. So there's a bunch of subcategories you can go into, but if you just go to effects, it will search for everything. And if I type in oink, I'm not getting anything. So my guess is that's what I did.
The cows like themselves. What happens? Happy birthday to
Okay, spoiler alert for the book Click Clack Surprise. If you don't want to know whose birthday it is, stop watching here. Spoilers.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to... Ew.
So you can see I just tried to get a little silly with it. Again, building up a little tension to which is called Cartoon Conga, followed by Cartoon Accent 12, Cartoon Accent 31, and of course Cartoon Accent 02.
Ew.
And I don't know if OBS is recording this correctly, meaning just the frame rate of which Final Cut Pro is being shown, but when she does turn it, it is timed out correctly.
A birthday surprise for everyone.
And then the last one I did was kids cheering. Then for the end, should bring up the audio a little bit. And so, fairly straightforward. And my wife is not a technology person. She was able to sit down in front of this very computer and read the story and did a great job with that. And what I was able to do, because I have the knowledge and understanding of how to use Final Cut Pro, or I didn't necessarily have to use Final Cut Pro, I could have used iMovie, just adding in these effects to enhance and hopefully enhance the story, and hopefully the kids just get some more enjoyment out of it. At this point, whatever we can do for others. Okay, I hope this was beneficial and just kind of gets the wheels turning for you in terms of things you could possibly be doing. I know most of you might not have access to Final Cut Pro exactly, but iMovie on the iPhone is actually really good. I haven't had an iPhone for a few years, but I did do quite a bit of editing on my phone when I had it. And this is certainly something you could do using your phone even. It's really not that difficult. Well, I say that, but it can be difficult, but you can do a lot of the same things here that I've done in Final Cut just on your phone. And I don't say I just say it's not that difficult because, it's not that difficult for me because, I'm 36 now, professionally been doing this sort of thing for, 14 years, so 15 years. And I've been editing and everything like that as a passion of mine for almost 20 years, so it's easy for me to say that. Or over 20 years, because I didn't even think of the VHS stuff before the computer, but that's what I mean when I say it's easy. Anyway, I hope this is beneficial. Just think about other stuff you can do for classes. At this point, the papers, I can't imagine anyone wants to be doing more papers if you're doing papers, but maybe a different kind of way to approach an assignment, that sort of thing. It's a great medium to do that. All right. Good luck. We're all counting on you.